when I step back and think about it, I think what your generation's going to be asked to do is it's effectively putting a man on the moon again, right? To try to figure out how we solve this problem, which we can't afford 20% of GDP spent on healthcare. It's just going to make us completely non-competitive in the world, and someone's going to have to solve that. And guess what? It is really hard. So the big ones are getting out. So Google failed in healthcare, and guess what? They have the best engineers in the world. And Microsoft, I don't know that they'd say this. My opinion is that they failed in healthcare, and they have some of the best engineers in the world. So this is extraordinarily complicated. And so I'm a CTO, so I'll give you some comments, some thoughts on technology and maybe some things to think about. But I heard a little bit of reticence to jump into the world of software, actually. I think it sort of, wait a minute, we're device people, maybe we shouldn't do software. And what I would say is that it's never been easier than it is today to start an app business. So the obstacles to doing it are almost minuscule. You don't need a server anymore. You can, a kid in his room can start a business on the Amazon cloud. And so there's effectively zero barrier. And guess what? Apple wants as many people doing it as possible. So companies of the scales that you've been representing, and even the really small ones, can jump in and just really make a difference there. So think of that as a lever. I loved the idea that Bosch was going to put together a team of people whose job it was to just interpret and give to the physician sort of the alerts that they needed to care about. I was kind of hoping it was going to still persist that way. But that idea of just jumping in and providing something of value and then figuring it out a little bit later how you automate it, I think that's the recipe for a really great business.